Hey, good morning, folks. I want to talk about human rights violation here in America, in our faces. In our faces, okay? I came into this country legally with an alien card as a military dependent long ago. I didn't even have to take the SAT. I took another version of the SAT because I was an ESL student. I was an Army brat and I wanted to serve this country. I thought, well, I'll just go ahead and pay for my own education with my own, work. My mom was a stay-home mom. She smoked her cigarettes and drank her coffee, and she took care of her children, and nobody asked her, what do you do for a living? Because it was obvious. As my friend James says, he likes that word, obvious. So there's a lot of stay-home moms in this country. There's a lot of stay-home moms. I mean, I know that a lot of pastors' wife stay home with the children because they know that that is where they're safe. Because this world is full of deception and trickery. So, I personally don't mind going to work, but I don't want to work for a company that is constantly tricking its people just to have people written up. And corporations do this. They want to keep you under their thumb. So I'm not going to work for somebody like that. This is why I wanted to have my own restaurant. Then you will have people observing, because there's people that do this for a living. They observe people and they get paid for it. And it's like, oh my gosh. If you think about that kind of a job, you get to watch people and you get to learn from them, and you're getting paid to learn from them. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Yes, and then, you think about all that comes with watching people. Not only do you get to learn from them, but you get to see where they keep their receipts. Where they keep everything. You can drive somebody crazy if you want to. You can certainly drive somebody crazy if you want to. By letting them feel that they're not worthy of life, that they're not worthy of the work of their hands or their brain, that they're not worthy of what they have, their children, their lifestyle, because they're not working. You can demoralize somebody and devalue somebody because you can. You can video somebody and say, oh, look. How are you going to sell cookies like that? How are you going to sell cookies like this? How are you going to sell cookies like this? They will, because that's what they do for a living. Because when you don't have, that's their gain. It has been brought up to my attention, all of these things simultaneously. So they demoralize you and devalue you so that you cannot say, look, I'm good at something. I may not be good to be walking around in a G-string because I'm not a Victoria's Secret model. I may not be good enough to be walking around butt naked You know, because I'm not a nude model or a porn model. I am not good enough to be doing certain things, but I am good at what I'm good at, which is whatever you're good at, whether it's housekeeping at any level, because there's home level and then there's, you know, the house is a house within a house within a house within a house. That's how we are. It's like a cell within a cell within a cell within a cell. See, the why, the reason why that why was chosen for Yeshua, the branch, is because that's like the most basic way it is. It's scattering, gathering, scattering, gathering, scattering, gathering. And then this one scatters, gathers, scatters, gathers. And this one, the same. You know, and then you can go into to a point, what happens to the capillaries? What happens to the capillaries? They like the vessels, they spread, 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 and then there's that capillary level, and then, you know, they meet, and that's when all the exchange happens. And it's the same, you know, formation here, and then you get into smaller and smaller. You know, you go from Venus to arterial, or from arterial to Venus, however you want to look at it. But the arterial blood is the one that's rich in oxygen, so wealthy, rich, oxygen rich, and it has something to deliver, right? So it rushes to deliver. That's not the way human beings are. That's why God said that we're the body. Because that's how it is. We are living beings. And the body is just an example of how it really is in the universe. Everything. The body is a very complex systems working together. If something's not working properly, then you could die, right? And God is not going to let his creation die. He's not going to let humanity die. He's not going to let the universe die. So it starts at that most basic. This is how small we are and how important it is for us to do it right. So if somebody says, you know, no, you can't have your son because you are not working, and you will not work because nobody is hiring you, and you don't have the capital to open up your own business because you don't have credit because of your unemployment that kept you from paying your bills on time a long time ago, which affected your credit score. And it's a downhill spiral. Had I just been from another country, even from my own country, but had I just gotten here fresh as an adult, nobody would question. Nobody would even care. They would be like, oh yeah, here's your check for being a housekeeper. Here's your check for being whatever it is that you are, a baker, a teacher, whatever. But that's not the way it is. I'm being told if you want to pick up your son, you have to stay in Mobile. which was the reason why I left Mobile to begin with, because of the exploitation of the mind, playing mind games. I can't do it. I was not born to be mocked. I know that you will try, and you will do it. Because it's all about the demoralization in devaluing somebody. If you break this cup, it's like, it's not good anymore. I can glue it together, but this is not the cup that I want to drink out of, because now it has glue on it. So if I decide to keep it, I could put pencils in it, and then it'll just sit there. It's not going to be used like I wanted it to. But you're not going to say, I broke that cup. I am going to fix it. But the only way that you can fix it is with glue. You can't fix it the way God fixes things. God fixes things from within. He repairs the tissues. Oh, yes, He does. The way no surgeon can do. A surgeon can go in from the outside. They can go into your body, but they still have to poke you. Only God can go in there from the inside, because He is inside. So, I don't like trickery, and I don't like for people to doubt my work or my integrity. I'm a gopher here on earth. Yes, I had that term come to me. And there's a reason why it's there. Gopher. You go get it. Go get it. You go get it. But you don't get tips. So, does God need tips? Does He? Am I God? No, I am not God. I am His daughter. I don't want any psychology baloney among you using your God-given gift. God wants us to prosper and live well. He does. He does not want us to burn the earth to the ground. No. The Spirit is the fire. The Spirit, not the bombs. We have all this money and all this intelligence, and a clear example of our waste of time and just pure ignorance, because we are seeing it and we don't care, is the pollution of the Ganges. This is a river that's supposed to be for the healing. And people will go all the way from other countries to go report on the pollution. And money has been raised to clean it, and it wasn't cleaned. And nobody's paying jail time for stealing money. That river needs to be cleaned. It needs to be cleaned. because it is here on earth, not in Mars. I'm not anti-space exploration. I am pro cleaning our earth and prioritizing our own first. So, if I'm not a public health official because I've been demoralized because humans, what are your standards of living? You tell me, what are your standards of living? You're all over the place. All over the place. Nobody needs to teach me how to clean my bathroom. Nobody needs to teach me how to clean my kitchen. And nobody needs to teach me how to make my bed. Nobody needs to teach me how to lose weight or how to gain it. Nobody needs to teach me how to do my math. And nobody needs to teach me how to fix my eyes or how to color my hair. Nobody needs to teach me how to whiten my teeth or straighten them. Since I was a young lady, I went to the dentist, and this is after all of these cavities were taken care of. I went to the dentist because I had a gap between my teeth. And I thought to myself, I need to fuse. But I don't think I need braces for that. It's very minor. I just need retainers. I knew without any dentistry background at the age of 15, without having had the internet back then to research it. I just knew. So I went to the dentist in the military, Army hospital, and I said, I need retainers. And he said to me, well, we can put putty in there instead. It'll be quicker. And I thought to myself, I don't want quicker. I want it done right. That putty is going to look ugly. I knew at 15 that this dentist was not offering me what I needed. So I told him what to do. And I wasn't rude about it. I wasn't rude about it. I just said, no, thank you. I need retainers. And I was not rude about it. So retainers I got. Still today, I have retainers. I straightened my own teeth. So, at the age of 15, one of my legs is longer than the other, and my hips are not aligned because of that, unless I lift my foot on my left side to make sure that I have even hips and even back. I was injured, rear-ended in a car accident, and one of my discs was bulging. I could feel it. And I was told that Kiesler, no, we don't want to expose you to any more radiation by doing any x-rays right now. That's what I was told. We don't want to expose you to any more radiation. When I wanted to make sure, I said, well, I didn't ask for an x-ray. I mean, there's other ways to see. And I could clearly see it in the mirror that it was bulging. So I thought to myself, no, I don't need anything internal. I can already see it from the outside. And my Father God said, lay on the floor on top of the weights. Yes, dumbbells. He told me to line him up and lay on it. It had to be just so. Just so. And then he said, just trust. And just let your weight melt onto just let your weight down, just relax. And I laid there with these dumbbells lined up. And then I moved about and it straightened it up. But every now and then I have to visualize my back because it does have a tendency. And with one leg being longer than the other, I have to visualize my back. I have to constantly straighten everything. I know I'm going to physically die one day, physically, but my spirit won't. So I have no fear in men. So when I'm being compared to a public health official, I will say this. My son Alexander was given extra vaccines that were not discussed and were not needed, and they were given ahead of schedule, and extra vaccines were given at his 12-month checkup at the health department in Mobile. I'm not against vaccines. I am against people violating the 5 rights of medication, which I learned as a basic airman in the Air Force. So you tell me I'm not a public health official, that I have no authority. When growing up, I questioned, why is it that people are told that smoking is bad? And how come there's nothing printed on the carton? I questioned, why is it that we're told that smoking is bad? And why do we still have smoking in the restaurant business? And this is why I wanted to have my own restaurant. So, oh, she's a Napoleon. She's got Napoleon complex. Look, you can shove that diagnosis up wherever you want to. I know more psychology than you. So, I've known since I was a child that we were being watched. The thing is, you're being watched too. Psychologists, social workers, all of these social studies and all of this, it can be done right. It can be done ethically, but we have been violating for a long time, violating human rights and then violating privacy. You know, in really all of this child pornography in our faces, child pornography among the churches, among you in the churches, among you psychologists. Who do you think gets away with these kind of human trafficking and gets away with violation of children and having sex with minors? Who do you think gets away with that? The rich and the wealthy. They get away with it because they can. And it's been going on for a long time. These people have been fed these children. Some people have vices. Some people smoke. Some people drink. Some people drink coffee. Some people have sex. Some people like to have sex with children. So a lot of these social studies is just an excuse for kiddie porn. Oh yeah. That's why I don't trust any of you. I don't. So, I don't care what position you caught me in. I'm here to tell you that I am a human. I am my Father's daughter. I'm not a biblical whore. My God has cleansed me. You don't clean me. You dirty me. This world dirties me. Nobody needs to teach me how to clean my bathroom, how to clean my toes, and how to fix my eyesight. You want to fix your eyes? You can. Have a balance in your life. Don't spend so much time in front of the computer, which is what we're doing to our children in schools today. We have to have a balance in our lives. Wear protective sunglasses when you go outside. Don't overprescribe your patients so that their eyes don't get lazy. You have to have a proper diet. And you have to do eye exercises to relieve the stress in your eyes from the computer. And yes, it is okay to use rose water as long as it's sterile. Rose water in your eye as eye drops with a tiny little bit of honey, good quality honey. But you have to know what you're doing. Naturopathic doctors know what they're doing. Naturopathic doctors go to medical school, and then, I'm not claiming to be a naturopathic doctor, no. I have said I am my Father's daughter. I am a witness and a messenger, and a witness and a messenger, and I'm not here to be mocked. I know how to bake my cookies. My mom didn't teach me how to bake cookies. No. What's going on in Palestine with people being robbed of their land and robbed of their rights and robbed of their water is because Israel has been allowed to do so. The United Nations has done nothing about it. What is the point of reporting it if you're not going to stand up for what is right? All of you members of the United Nations, what is the point of the United Nations? When we're violating rights everywhere, what is the point of reporting about it if you're not going to do anything about it? When women and children and young people are being robbed of their land, and the elderly and everybody, and every day they have less and less and less, and the whole world sees it. The whole world knows that the Ganges has been polluted, causing mental illness, making people sick. What is the point of being members of the United Nations and getting a paycheck and spending money to come together if you're not doing anything about it? What is the point of knowing the benefits of solar power if you're not doing anything about it? Do we have to wait for a natural disaster like what happened in Puerto Rico so that we can say, you know what, we're going to recover with solar power? And they have. Pretty successfully too. It can be done. I'm not saying that we're not using solar power and wind power, but we're not using it to the extent all these years we've known But we developed technologies to go up to the moon and go up to Mars, even though there's nothing to see up there. There's a lot to see here on Earth. I will show it to you. It's like a cell within a cell within a cell within a cell within a cell. The reason why that branch was chosen is because that branch is a tree. And there's a lot of branches from that branch. And branches from that branch and branches from that branch. And what happens at capillary level? It is time to deliver what you have been given so freely. Thank you.